today is one of those special shows. And I'm going to say it again, www.spicefm.co.ke. This one is one you have to watch. Today we're discussing how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. And guess what, Eric? We have a special guest in the building.
Oh my goodness me. I've been excited the entire afternoon. I couldn't sit or stand still, and the time has come now. I promise you, if you don't know already, you want to just hit somebody up and say, you know what, tune in to 94.4 or even go to the live stream. There's somebody worth your salt and your time. I promise you. Now, she's the Chief Executive Officer and founder of G-Sport Kenya, a sex educator, orgasm giver, pleasure advocate, the vibrating lawyer. And it doesn't stop there. Her accolades are so many. She also holds 2 master's degrees from the University of Nottingham in the United Kingdom. Northampton. All right. Yeah, I beg your pardon. She'll tell us more about that. And without further ado, please help me welcome Bev Munga.
Yes. Hello. This is the pleasure advocate, the vibrating lawyer, Bev Munga.
Yes.
And I have to say, did you mention the lawyer part?
Yes.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I never leave that out.
All right. Yeah,
yes, because I was a lawyer before I was a sex educator.
All right.
Yes.
And that law thing still is in there somewhere. We'll be talking about that in a moment. Bev, my name is Eric Omondi. This gentleman on the right is Emmanuel Kisengani. On your left is Barbara Mbaka.
Okay.
And we have another representation in Msikilizaji. So the adults in the room is made up of 4 people.
Okay.
Today, the 5th one being you.
All right.
Msikilizaji, myself, Emmanuel, and Barbara.
Okay.
And what we try and do here is talk authentically about issues of everyday life, including sex and livening things up. So I think without further ado, Emmanuel, we could dig right in.
Yes.
I am single, he's married. She's not married. She was married, she removed that t-shirt, threw it away. But as a single guy, the conversations I hear mostly in pubs or with my friends range between sex toys are going to replace you. All right? If she gets really used to that zzz thing, you will never match up. What do you say to somebody whose concern is that these sex toy you're selling to his girlfriend or his wife is going to make him needless?
First of all, that makes me really angry when someone says you're going to replace me with a toy. How? That means, Ujamini, I'm sorry, if you're not good enough, then clearly she's going to go to a vibrator. But the two cannot be compared. Yeah. What a vibrator does is that it gets you there faster, quicker. If you're a single person, it stops you from sleeping around with the wrong person. But if you're married, it spices things up. One thing that's for sure, a vibrator can never replace the real deal. So nothing can replace the real deal. It doesn't hug you. It doesn't kiss you.
Yes.
I could to me fair. You know what I mean?
Now come on, Samantha.
No, it's plastic.
Unataka real.
You're the real deal.
You know
Some
one
emotion.
time, Bev, before I throw it out to my friends, I was visiting the States and I saw a sex shop.
Yeah.
And I'm in New York and I'm like, nobody knows me. Oh my God. So
Let
I
me
walked
get
in
in.
there.
Yeah.
And I started looking and touching this stuff. I was just like, oh my goodness. So I'm putting it in here. And then do I have to pour something so that it's soft? And the guy was explaining and saying, yes, indeed, you can pour. And it was really interesting for me. Oh, no, he was just talking about
Maybe
a
the
whole,
lube
I
or
can't remember the
something.
lube, yes.
Maybe lube, yeah.
And I was just like, well, this is very, very interesting. And I think it's an experience somebody ought to have. But what I feel, there's a miseducation about what sexual toys do and what they don't do.
Yes.
And that's why I'm excited about the conversation.
No, Eric, you've brought up a very legitimate question because Bev, can I call you Bev?
Yeah, Bev.
Yes. Yeah. So Bev, when you were coming, I was actually chatting. When you're coming here.
Oh, okay.
So it would have been weird if she went. So he plays. I was telling my wife that you're coming through, and I was telling her there's a lady who's coming. She sells vibrators. What do you think? Do you think I should get one from her because maybe she'll even give us at a discount?
Oh yes.
I was just joking around, but what Erica said about like where the conversation went was now when I leave the house, maybe mimi nimetoka nakuja hapa Spice.
So that's what
okay, bye. Then I dash here. Then someone
Aujiamini.
dashes back to the bedroom, alafu nasikia zzz, and then a couple of days later, you unleash the vibrator, the batteries are dead. You're like, when did you use this stuff? So that's a genuine fear.
Yeah, it is. And I actually came to realize most men are actually scared of that. And it's the men who are Giamini. Let's start there. Because typically nowadays, I think I've kind of brought this to the people of Kenya. Because initially no one was that open to it.
Yeah.
You know, people, when I started this 7 years ago, guys were very scared of talking about sex and sex toys. Women were scared of, what if I buy out? I don't want my husband to know. Where am I going to hide it? What if my kids find it? But then again, you as a person should know that you can be replaced with a toy. Yes, I understand it gives you that nice buzz, but most women are using that most likely because you as a man haven't done your job well. So if you leave her hanging after 2 minutes,
She'll look for something.
she's like, what the hell? Like, I need to, women also have needs. And I think most men forget that. We have needs as well. You guys, and I keep saying this every single time, a man is a gas cooker. Unawasha moto. Dem ni jiko ya makaa. You have to put gazetes, you have to put sijui what down there, light and pepeta for her to,
To warm up.
So by the time she's warmed up, you're done.
Yeah.
And then she's like, okay, and me? Nunalalo nangorota. So thank God for the toy under her pillow. Ajisota utalale pia asikie poa.
So it's not even a story of kukosa kujiamini.
Yes.
It is maybe you've not communicated with me.
Communication.
And told me that I'm not fikishing you up or
Yes.
the top of
But
Mount
even
Kenya.
when you see some people are not able to do that. They do it once today, then after a few days, they don't do it.
They don't do it.
So what happens? You reach Kileleni, but this particular lady doesn't.
So how is it in regard to married couples buying sex toys?
When I started off initially, in my mind, it was just for single people. I was a single girl. Then I was new in the country. You've mentioned, being abroad in the UK and everything. So when I came back, to me, it was just a way of, I didn't want to sleep around, number one. Number two, I wanted something just to, to get some income, kidogo income. But I never thought I'd been selling to married women until I realized actually 90% of my customers
A married
actually married women. And it never clicked to me in any single way that a married woman would want a toy. Because I'm like, you're married, you have a husband, And then I just realized that women actually, your point again, communication. If you don't communicate to your man, he won't know what you want. He wouldn't know come Mount Kenya top. Basically, but just communicate with the partners.
Did you get a backlash from our society or community? Because this is not something that, even now as you're speaking about it, I am sure there's someone in the house like, these people are mad.
Yes.
Or there's something wrong with them. Because not everyone thinks this is okay. Some people think it's a taboo. Some people think we've borrowed it from the West.
African, yeah.
Yes. So what was the backlash or what was the reaction of the public?
Initially, I used to read comments and online because I was doing this, first of all, before Instagram became big and everything. So all on Twitter. And then, of course, Facebook. Thank God for Kilimani Moms. Because the good thing about the backlash at Kilimani Moms, the more negative feedback and comments I get, the more najulikana.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Because you might think, if I didn't have thick skin, I swear to God, I would have given up within a couple of months. But I got a lot of backlash, people saying, an African, unchristian, something from the West. Is it because you lacked a man? This is why you're selling toys. And most of them actually say that, is it because, how can your parents take you abroad to study low, wakulipia fees, and then you come and do this? What a disgrace. But yeah, here I am
How about
now.
relatives?
But I'm still dealing with it.
Oh, you're still dealing
Yeah,
with
but
it.
I need to do me.
How did you get the name Vibrating Lawyer?
I'm a lawyer.
Yes,
And
yes,
then
you're a lawyer.
I sell vibrators.
So is it you or the public that gave you the name?
Surprisingly, I kind of wanted to coin a name for myself. It was initially the Pleasure Advocate.
Yes.
And then being an advocate,
Yes, yeah.
And then I had an interview with some station, I won't mention it, and the lady was like, the Vibrate. And I'm like, yes, that's my name. Basically, actually, it was someone who actually gave it to me in a way. But yeah.
Bev, we're about to go on a break,
Okay.
but I want you to think about these. These are thoughts I've been having about these sex toys. One of them being, how loud are the vibrators? Does it have a volume knob? So if I want it quiet under the bed sheet so my neighbor doesn't look at me funny.
Yes,
Cheki,
yeah.
nilisikia jana.
Nilisikia.
Bzzz,
Sio
ta, ta,
kulikuwa
ta,
na
ta. Wewe
vibrate.
unatumia hiyo kitu. I think we can talk about that when
That's
we come
okay.
back.
Yes,
That's all right.
we're
Thank
going to
you.
do that. We are the Adults in the Room. Please spread the word. And if you've never joined Team Street, streaming, today is a good day to try it out. www.spicefm.co.ke. You'll be able to watch the show live and in real time, and you'll be able to see the ladies in the studio and the gents too. It's actually gonna be a big treat. Please tell people just to tune in. We're talking about how to liven up your sex life using sex toys, and we have a special guest in the building, Bev Munga. But meanwhile, we're gonna get back into the conversation, and today we have a special guest in the building.
Indeed, we do. If you're joining us, a very good evening to you, and thank you once more for choosing 94.4 Spice FM. Remember, I keep saying on this show that when you get, we give, and when we learn, we teach. And today is such a special day because we brought a teacher herself. She refers herself as the Vibrating lawyer. She's also a pleasure advocate, and she's the chief executive officer and founder of G Sport Kenya. She does everything wonderful around, just causing happiness in your bedroom, of course, even alongside your partner, Bev Munga. Karibu sana once
Asante
more.
sana.
And before we went on the break, Bev, I've been thinking about my thoughts, and one that has been lingering in my mind is whether, to be honest, I've never come across a vibrator. I don't know what it looks like, except through the movies.
Yeah.
And the movies have a tendency to exaggerate sounds and the sizes of things. So in my apartment, I keep wondering now if I were married or with my significant other, and we decided that we are going to play a little, punky, and then we put it on. Does it have a volume knob so that my neighbors don't look at me quizzically like, wa, aki unakuwaga kinky?
It's good to be kinky though. But yeah, what normally happens, every toy, first of all, I need to mention this. Every toy has its different features.
Yeah.
Some of them are battery operated.
Yeah.
Some of them are rechargeable, like a USB cable. Ni kama una charge simu in a way.
Just hold that thought.
Okay.
If you're listening, you've just tuned in, we have a whole lot of paraphernalia, different things here, which Bev is going to be explaining about. We have something standing straight up, something lying down on its back, some other huge thing that looks very exciting. I don't know what they are.
Something with some little fingers?
Yes, and even a whip that Emmanuel really, whips are endearing to Emmanuel.
And they have handcuffs too.
And handcuffs.
Handcuffs are for Eric's whips are for
Hata
Emmanuel.
pingu ya Emmanuel iko hapo. So please simply go to www.spicefm.co.ke so you watch as we go along. You're saying?
All right. Yes. So I was saying every toy has a different functionality to it, right? Some of the old ones used to be very ugly back in the days. They were huge and veiny and loud. Okay, one of them is veiny here, but not as veiny as back in the day. Very loud. And everyone you could tell what it is. But nowadays, they're definitely down. Because nowadays, the walls are quite thin in apartments and everything.
Yes.
So the volumes are a little bit lower. For example, if I'm in my room and someone is in the next room, they can't hear the vibrations. Yes.
Maybe your
soundtrack.
Maybe your sound.
Maybe
if
the-
your
Maybe
if
your sound.
escapes.
There
Yeah.
you go. Unless you want to scream, you know what I mean? Unless you do that. But nowadays, things are very different. We have small items, like you've mentioned, very tiny ones, huge ones. The one that have the fingers is called the most common that I love, the rabbit vibrator. We have the massagers. There's so many items compared to in the 90s. Right now, there's so many. Some of them you can even wear them like a tampon. And you walk
And you
around,
walk around.
And you have a remote contrel. So things have changed. Technology has really gone, you know.
I think my questions are very leaning towards married folks.
Okay.
Maybe because
It's
I'm
okay.
married. So maybe I'm asking for myself. So Bev, how do I, in your experience, I don't want to enjoy these things solo.
Yeah.
But I feel like my partner is kind of conservative. So how do you introduce this toy that I've bought from you to my partner?
Yeah.
Like what methodologies could you recommend?
That's actually quite difficult. And everyone asks me that. And the reason it's difficult to answer is because of one thing. It's so hard. For example, if you've been married for so many years, and then your wife asks for a toy, and the husband is like, ulisikia wapi? You know what I mean? Like, why? Can't I tosheleza you? So what normally happens nowadays is communication. Like, if you have a very open relationship with your wife, just talk to them. Just tell them, what do you think about spicing things up? Or what I know nowadays most couples are doing is taking a screenshot of my Instagram page, for example, and sending it to their significant other. I discovered this new page. What do you think about it? Evo too. Because at times it's not that easy to bring up a topic. And especially if you're not open-minded. You know, because not most people are actually very conservative. You know, in as much as we think we're liberal as Kenyans, actually imagine we're not.
We are not.
We are not. We are not, or we are. Because personally, I've noticed.
hide.
Oh my God! Since I joined this business, people are freaks, but we pretend we're not freaks.
Bev, I wanted to ask you
Yeah.
just, Barbara, I'll throw it to you in a minute. So
Yeah.
are you open as somebody who sells sex toys that I can call you at say 2 a.m. and say this candle is stuck in a wrong place for you to come and sort me out? Or
candle
once you sell me stuff, it's good.
No. I stopped doing that. Initially, I was very open when you start your business, and you could call me anytime. And then I realized people were getting the wrong impression of me. People think I'm a madam. A madam is those women who actually
Yes,
give out
yes.
ladies at night. People think what I do for a living is who I am as a person. Like you can call me, like people have called me at 2 o'clock in the morning, and they're making some sounds.
Serious?
Yeah, and they wanna
And they want
fika
to
kilele
reciprocate,
with
yeah.
my name. With my voice
My
on phone.
God.
So I had to stop. So anytime after 10 p.m., I don't even pick up calls after 10 or 9 p.m.
Yes.
Because I'm also a person. I want to also sleep and everything.
Yeah.
But people, you have, okay, not get, I think nowadays things have cooled down. But initially, people had a very bad impression of me. They could call me at any time and they are, you know, they're doing their thing.
Getting off.
Getting
for
off
that.
with me or, So people weren't respecting. But I can see right now things have changed. Yeah.
Do some of these gadgets or equipment come with manuals? Because I will not be able to call you if
Yeah.
I'm a genuine person
Yeah.
and I purchased something from you. But how would I know how to use some of it?
The good thing is nowadays, everything is on my website,
Okay.
gspotKenya.com. So what that normally happens, there's a description of
Okay.
how each and every item works. And most of them come with manuals. And you can also call me. I'll send you a video. I'll teach you how to switch on, put it off, put the batteries, change the vibrations, intensity. You know, there's all that. But they do come with manuals. Some, if they don't, most of them is kind of ABCD. So like very simple. Battery on off. That's it. Yeah.
You guys made Bev not finish answering my question about introducing someone. You said something to the tune of
Screenshotting?
It is you said screenshotting. Have you had any testimonials of couples who've tried and it worked, and then they called you and they were happy?
One of them actually sent me a picture of a very wet bed sheet. For the first time, the wife squatted. For the first time in her life.
Hii kitu
They were
inasaidia
married for more
watu
than 15
Bev.
years.
Sana.
And I keep saying that initially, me nikianza hii biashara,
Yes.
it was just to make money before I joined KSL, before I joined law school.
Yes.
And then I just heard of many people's testimonies. Babe, I've never had an orgasm. I'm like, what do you mean? Because I was not even 20 at that time. I was not
Yes.
30 yet.
Yeah.
And then until I get the testimonials, people are hitting the G-spot for the first time in their life. They're squatting, they're having an orgasm. And I was like, thank God, I think I'm in the right career now. Finally.
So it's becoming more like a service. It is a service
Yes,
to society.
it
because
is.
If you're getting something that you are not getting and you've never ever gotten it in your life,
Yes.
that means your sexual experience is getting better.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
and
yeah.
Bev shared something I read earlier that you once got a call from a 61-year-old woman who'd never had an orgasm, and it made you feel that for the first time your business was contributing to people's happiness. When we
Yes.
come back from the break that Emmanuel is going to, I want you to speak a little bit about your thoughts on clients who might be worried about their significant other getting addicted
Yeah.
to your
Yeah.
equipment.
Pigia makofi
Yeah.
hapa Eric, lakini venye ziko mbali, but ntazipiga bado. We are hanging out with Bev Munga, the pleasure advocate. We're talking about how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. Guess what? She's here for all the way till 10. That means we have 1.5 hours. So you can take advantage. Send in your questions using the hashtag AdultsKE, and also just dash to Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and make sure your questions come through so that we can get as much juice out of this conversation as we can. Exciting show today. This is the show dubbed The Adults in the Room, and in the studio we have the usual suspects with alongside myself, Emmanuel, Eric, and Barbara here too. And today we have a special guest, the vibrating lawyer Bev Munga, where she's here to help us discuss how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. And please keep that feedback streaming in because today is the day. If you have any questions for this lady or comments, just do it. Or even testimonials. Maybe you're a consumer of the products and you can tell us your experience and if it livened up your life or nay.
Indeed. Thank you so very much. Remember, the show is about you, for you, and we are more than glad that you find time to just tune in today. We are on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and also 40127 is our SMS short code. Please make use of all those avenues to ask your questions, place your comments, whatever way you see fit. Before we went on the break, as Emmanuel has said, we are joined by Bev Munga, who is a pleasure advocate. She supplies solutions to your sexual needs. Put it in more business term, all right, if you like. I've read 2 testimonials, Bev, about your work. One, there was a husband who had diabetes, and you helped them to continue enjoying their bedroom body in Asiyeta Pudi, and they were very happy. And then the second account was a 61-year-old woman, Emmanuel, who never experienced the big O.
Yeah.
And she gets back to you and says, oh my goodness, for the first time in 6 decades,
Yeah.
plus 1 year,
yeah.
I've had a big O. But when I was reading about these, I was quite concerned about your feelings about a man or a woman who might be listening and wondering, supposing I go the Bev way and get the nicest, most erect toy I'm seeing there on www.spicefm.co.ke that will be spinning after you connect it to your battery. What happens when she gets addicted?
Just like other things like alcohol, cigarettes, you can be addicted to even someone, you know. Everything is addictive, but to me, it's all in the mind, right? What are you using the toy for? It's a question you should ask yourself. Is it because I want to get off? Is it because I can't get a man? Maybe. Is it what? Like, always ask yourself those questions, because likely I'm not going to tell you won't be addicted, because you can be. I haven't met anyone who's addicted yet, or rather who has, come and confess to me. But I keep saying this: everything in moderation.
All right.
You can't be using. I've got a client. That reminds me. I've got a client who, this particular red one, but has this purple and white.
The huge one.
Yeah, it's. She actually has. She's bought the same one 7 times.
All right. It's
Zinaribika. She overuses them too. This is a mechanical item. I mean, it's man-made.
So there's
literally so many times in a day, and I'm like, cheek, ata wewe. 6-7 times a day, come on. Anam too, but yeah.
I have a question on the issue of it getting damaged. With it getting damaged, kuharibika, can you actually end up injuring yourself as a woman? Because that has been a concern for many women who would like to use a sex toy, but they're imagining, would it damage me at some point?
It's not electric. It's not going to give you a shock. If you're asking,
yes, the people will say it will be a shock.
No, it won't, because there's a particular toy called the wand. The wand is one of the most famous toys in the whole world. Actually, it was actually created for back massages. This red one you're seeing here in front is actually used for back massages as well. We can massage. It was meant for back massages, and then women discovered, I can massage somewhere else.
Oh, but that's also a perfect excuse. If you have small babies, you'll be like, leave mama's back massage.
Yes. But people actually, you can't affect your organs. No.
Some people say, would they expand it?
Come on. A vagina is
okay, if
elastic. Baby can pass through. Come on, what is this? Yeah.
So, speaking of, what Eric was asking about addiction. And I watched one of your videos, and you're saying, in fact, that's when you were just starting out, and you're saying, no, business. You imported a couple of stuff, and then they got sold out, and you're like, oh my goodness,
so quick.
Yes. So, if we just think deeper about this thing. Beside it being a business, is this the way they are going very, very fast? Like, is that a good thing in terms of the picture of the performance of men?
Yeah.
Like, does it what message is there within that demand? Is it that we are not doing a good job, or these things are just enhancing sex? What do you think?
First of all, for me, it's a good thing when they're selling out.
Definitely.
Business-wise, obviously.
Yes.
But then again, I have the question as well, like, ask myself, is it because why? But then I realized something. But the Kenya kuna wanaume. I'm being very honest. And I get this from very many women. some of them who are buying the toys feel like they need to justify why they're buying. I don't ask why you're buying a toy.
Yes.
It's your personal. But most of them, I'm not buying because I've been single for 2 years.
It's like they
Babe,
feel
I can't get a
victims
man.
something.
Yeah. And I realize, but they're not men. You might think they're men out there, but they are not men. Like someone you want to settle with and that. And women have also realized this culture of sleeping around and when it stands is not for them anymore. And at times it makes sense to avoid STIs, pregnancies, things like that. Emotional attachment to other people. Just sort yourself out instead of sleeping with the wrong person.
So, would you say also men should do better in terms of making these ladies arrive at the place they're supposed to arrive?
I can't say so because this is just an aid. It's just aiding you get there.
But it's
not
which
replacement.
has some serious demand. Meaning
Yes.
there's some sort of gap in terms
Meaning
of
men
meeting
are
that
doing
demand.
badly.
Yeah.
I don't want to say they're doing badly. Are you doing badly? You too, man. I don't think you're doing badly, sex-wise.
I thought I was doing well until I saw all this demand.
Some aids. I can't say, what I do know for sure, and I think I mentioned it earlier, is men forget that women have needs. And I think we need to emphasize this because you forget that a woman also wants to get there. So if you come and just give her kidogo action for 5 minutes,
Then you sleep.
and then you ngorota there, she's left like, and you wonder why women are always angry in the morning. Unakasirika sufuri ndo throw, as in you're so angry because not because you're angry, but because you're angry because the tension down here
You have too
needs
much.
it needs to go somewhere. And you as a husband, you as a boyfriend, you're not taking her there when she. No, you see, when a lady climax and everything, and she gets up or do. She'll do everything, but then she'll wake up, she'll clean, she'll wash, as in
Renewed
the
energy.
renewed energy comes back. Get your women where they're meant to get, basically. Taking her there when she do. No, you see, when a lady climax and everything, and she gets up or do. She'll do everything, but then she'll wake up, she'll clean, she'll wash, as in
Renewed
the energy, renewed energy comes back. Get your women where they're meant to get, basically.
Bev, do you have toys for men?
Yes.
Maybe, you do.
Surprisingly, I didn't come with them because they're sold out.
Oh, really?
The male toys sell out very fast.
Then women.
I can call it a Samantha, but it's called a flashlight. It's something the same exact size as a torch. Zile za kitambo za mawe, if you remember, right? So it's called a flashlight. It looks like flesh, feels like flesh. Everything is
From the cover.
skin, the feel, the everything is so. But they sell out so fast. Surprisingly, about these particular toys, men don't go telling their boys, I have a toy. The good thing about women, they go telling all their friends, hey, taking pictures in their WhatsApp groups. I got this rabbit vibrator from G-Spot Kenya. Blah, blah. Evo too.
So the torch, if a man buys the torch, anaishonesha kwa mattress.
It looks like a torch. Like you're holding it like a mic.
Oh, then you deal with it through your hand.
Yes.
I will
And then once you're done, wash it. Unaiosha mpaka kesho sasa. You wash it because at the top, I wish I came with it. At the top, there's a down, like a hole down beneath it. So you can just clean, put some water, some soap, and then it's, but those things sell out.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Would you say that men are buying those torches much more? I think they're more receptive to the toys than the women.
I realized about the male toys is one thing. It's actually some about 60% is the wives buying it for them. And mostly the wives whose husbands work, let's say Middle East. Let's say, most of them the Qatars,
so
the
she doesn't
Dubai.
want to be cheated on.
Yes.
Their husband
So most
cheat
of
on
them actually buy it for them. Or even when they come on holiday to Kenya, the men themselves, they figure out how they're going to pack it because they Dubai customs. What?
Yeah, you'll be yes, that's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but most of them actually do buy. Most of them tell me I'm single. I don't. Most of them are very shy.
Yeah.
They're shy of asking a girl out. Some of them maybe they're heartbroken. Some of them are still virgins actually, and they just want to use this because
They've broken
to
their
relieve.
virginity
Yes,
through
with
the
that.
torch,
No, never to relieve. It teaches actually men how to last longer. It's a mechanism of making you, because some men actually can go longer. 2 minutes were done. That thing actually helps you to build your stamina with it.
Evening to you if you're joining us. We have Bev Munga, who's a lawyer and a vibrating lawyer. So she does some phenomenal work around sex And any questions you might want to have, you want to shoot it our direction. Remember, we are also on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, and the SMS shortcode where you can just send in a message and it pops on our screen here. Hi, my people. This is Wendy, locked in from Oyugis. I'm enjoying the show. Thank you, Wendy. It's Len from LD. Interesting show, interesting topic, awesome crew, always tuned in. Say hi to Bev. Bev Mesalimika. Hi. Is there a toy that has the same warmth as a woman's, genitals? Mushangi from Mombasa. Mushangi wants to know. Bev will answer as we go along. Then there is Hi Adults. I'm totally alert today. Been wondering if we have a sex shop in Kenya. You are my heroine. This is Bev, but she wrote Beth. It takes guts to do what you do. Grace Wa Nyeri. Thank you all so very much. Before we went on a break, Bev, I was just about to ask you a question. So I'm imagining somebody is sitting. As you've seen, somebody is in Nyeri, another one in Eldoret, another one in Nairobi, and Vitongo Jiduni. Somebody else is just quiet, waiting. And I hope I represent him or her when I ask, how can somebody go about finding something they would be comfortable with if their first time trying their hand on a sex toy? Do you give suggestions or maybe make clients fill a questionnaire, perhaps?
No. I always ask a question. Is this a client? Is this your first toy?
Yeah.
Then I always ask, what are you looking for? Are you looking for something to locate your G-spot?
Yeah.
Because obviously my company name is G-spot Kenya. And I realized I used the name G-spot because not most women didn't know where the G-spot was located.
Yeah.
So I always ask, do you want a G-spot toy? Do you want one for inserting? Do you want one just to stimulate the clitoris? I try to be very, very informative when I'm telling them and giving them options as well.
Yeah.
Do you want something big? Do you want a 9-inch?
Yeah.
Do you want a 4-inch?
Yeah.
So I always give you an option, but I always recommend a mini rabbit if you're a first-time beginner. A first-time beginner is someone who's scared of using a vibrator for the first time in their life.
Yes.
Okay? And they're wondering, what if I get something too big? So go for the mini one. Mini Nikitu, somewhere the pink one there on your...
Oh, this one.
Yeah,
right
that
here.
one, yes.
Okay.
So it's small.
Yeah.
Some people say it's too small.
Yes.
But surprisingly with that, when I recommend someone a toy, most of them come back, they either love it or they're like, Bev, 7 months later, I want a bigger one.
Is there an upgraded version for this?
So they outgrow them?
Oh, yes, they do. I didn't think it's like a phone. You have an S8, now you want to go to S10, S20. You know what I mean? Yeah. But most of them actually tend to outgrow them and they want something. Most of them want something stronger. Because when you're starting with something mild, because you're scared of the vibrations, and then you're like, oh, wow, I can get something that has 96 vibrations. Let me go for that.
Okay,
Is it the same
and in
question?
terms of, say, you've advised me about the rabbits, the one you're taking.
Yeah.
I'm very, very shy, very quiet. Maybe I don't want my husband in on
Oh,
this,
yeah.
all right?
Oh, God, I get
so
that a lot.
do you advise about how to go about it? Maybe
That is
when he's...
that is not your marital problems. I'm sorry. And I keep saying this, you have to be honest with your spouse.
Yeah.
Communication. Yes, I know some husbands are not willing to buy a toy, to see a toy. They feel like there's a competition in the house. So most of the women who are married ask me, Aki Bev, where will I hide it now?
Yes.
And I'm like, I don't even know your house. But most of them tend to get very scared and they want to hide it like in their shoe closet or in a handbag or something. But I always tell women, please just communicate.
What
Be
do you
honest
do
with
What if
your
I've
husband.
communicated to my husband?
And he doesn't want.
No, and he's into it. What would you advise for a married couple? What toys would you... Do you have toys for married couples?
Yes. I absolutely love such couples because I came to realize a couple that has good sex, I think they last longer as a marriage. That's what I think. If your sex is explosive, you're exploring things, you're having sex at the in the car park. Guys love the car parks and all that, right? People who are exploring the sexuality and exploring themselves as a couple tend to have much more mind-blowing sex. People who are communicative and they're actually willing to talk about sex. If you didn't get an orgasm as a woman, tell your husband, by the way, leo ulikuwa down, sikudanganyi. Just be honest with them. But their toys, if guys are watching live, they can see it, right?
Yes.
So this particular toy, for example, is for couples. right? So this is, you use it together with your wife. It comes with the remote control as well.
Yes.
So this is what the lady puts under herself, underneath, and the man comes on top. The man sleeps on top of the toy.
It's a U-shape kind of thing, if at all you're not
It's a
streaming
radio,
live.
yeah.
So it's a U-shape. It looks
Like
like,
a
a letter,
horseshoe.
like a letter C,
Yeah.
with the two
Or U, depending.
big, one end bigger than the other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this one is mostly for couples who want to try something new. So the lady will wear the smaller part, and then the man will come and sleep underneath. So the man's penis is on top.
So this will be on the lady's pelvic.
Yes.
Oh,
And it's
I feel-
vibrating. So
yes.
the man can be controlling with with the remote control. So it's inside her and on top of him. So both of them are enjoying the vibrations.
So that one is a tag team kabisa.
Yes. And then there are also other particular toys that a lady wears and the husband, they go on a date night. These couples who just like, and then it's app control. It's on your phone. So the lady wears it like a panty. It's like a panty liner. Her panty liner, like a small, always pad that has wings has. So you're wearing the vibrator as a wife.
Yeah.
On your panty, and then the man has the app on his phone.
So he's the one who
Hey.
he
Oh
hits a
yes,
button and then
yes. So you guys can be having dinner, and then he's just like on his phone. He's
So it's
controlling
a
the
fun-
vibration.
it's a
It's
fun thing to
fun.
do.
And the good thing about such things, such couples, wakifika kwa nyumba, they'll be tearing each other's clothes because he has put her in the mood already. She's ready. She's waiting. She's eager for it.
There's excitement.
Yes, the excitement is there, but it's how you communicate first with your hubby.
In fact, I think
Yeah.
the toys are not a replacement. They just enhance.
Yeah, they're aids, yeah.
They're not a replacement.
They're
like I
not.
won't buy a toy, come stick it, and then your wife is over the moon.
Yeah.
It's just an enhancement
It's an
of your
enhancement.
the existing relationship that you're enjoying, right?
I actually have a friend of mine, a client who actually carries the remote akienda, the husband.
Oh.
He's like, Nisikuachi, I don't want to enjoy with them when I'm not there.
Eric,
is
but
nice.
there's a line of questioning that you're in the middle of.
No, just in fact, I've lost my chain of thought. But I was just thinking if maybe, but I think she answered it when she was saying that is your marriage and it's your business, and also the need to just be open and honest with your husband. But I just feel that maybe, Bev, if a man should be let know that he can be in on the party, like what you've demonstrated, I think there are higher chances that a guy would want to take it up. Because I think most men are very adventurous in that
They
regard.
are, actually, they are.
So if a woman maybe who's conservative and very, very timid about speaking about sex would say that, I found this thing that you and I can do together.
Oh, yes.
That can help us get off. But I'm curious though, when this thing is tekerenyaing the man, doesn't he get off too quick like that?
You can actually do it because the vibrations are very intense. And no wonder when a lady who uses a toy basically gets off, in 20 seconds you're done, by the way. Yeah. And then I was saying when a woman is using a toy, it's most of the time she just wants to get it off.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to sleep with the wrong person. But you're right. So it can get that, or it depends. We have some cream here. This is a hard rock cream.
You're gonna get more into that. She's gonna get into the cream story. Eric, you're very keen on that.
What?
Willies. No.
Wawili is
it's a
better
safe
than
space.
Moja.
It is.
But we're going to get into that. We hang out with the vibrating lawyer, Bev Munga. We're talking about how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. Have you thrown in your feedback? You should. We are the adults in the room. It is 9 o'clock. About that time, it's almost about that time for us to open up the phone lines. So much to talk about, so little time. I can't believe it's already 1 minute past 9 o'clock. But we are hanging out with the vibrating lawyer, Bev Munga, and she's made some good time to come and help us discuss how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. And if you need someone to listen in on this show, maybe you had an idea about using some of these toys in your relationship, now is the time just to swing a message to that person and tell them to tune in to Spice FM. They have a very enthralling discussion going on. And before we went to the break, Bev, you were describing something.
Yes, I was describing the fact that some men actually literally
20 seconds is
Yeah.
a very good time for a man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes, because not all men, either they have diabetes, they have other issues, they have stress, money issues, and to them, they either don't rise to the occasion, or when they rise to the occasion, is for a minute or less. Simple.
Yes.
So there are actually some creams that help with that. So there's either a cream or a spray, and the spray can just be sprayed on his genitals for him to kind of last longer.
Does he have to wait to get hard before he sprays?
Yeah, it's mostly 20-30 minutes before intercourse. So lazima ukuwe hata wewe mentally prepared. Ukuwe na mtu
Guy,
unaendea.
alafu ambiwe ulipwe.
Sina fare ama nimekula fare or something. You know what I mean?
And how long does it last?
About
After
an
that?
hour, 60 seconds, 60 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
It will be hard for 60
yeah,
minutes.
Yeah.
That's dangerous.
You know, Bev, what I'm thinking, I feel, in fact, from just the stories that you're sharing, I feel like some people come to buy a sex toy, but they feel, or rather they think, that it is bundled with some sex coaching advice. And, maybe that should be, some sort of thing that you should expect. Because
Yeah.
from the vibe I'm getting from you, like,
Yeah.
no, me, I'm not here to solve your marriage problem.
Yeah,
me,
I'm not.
selling
No,
these
no,
sex
no,
toys.
no.
But is it true? Do people want to, more than buy the toy, just sit around and talk about their, boring sex life?
Oh God, yeah, I get that a lot. I was even saying I should start charging now because, because people think, first of all, I'm not a marital counselor. Miss Jasome, I haven't gone to school to be, So when they come to, but most of them come to me because they feel comfortable. They feel like I'm not gonna, judge them. But I tell you, listen, to me, I'm very much into open communication. I'm a very good communicator. Even when I'm having sex, I don't get where I'm getting. I will tell you, by the way, Leo, just communicate. It's all about communication. Because why get married to someone you're not open with? You should be best friends. Like me and you should be so tight that I can tell you when you're going wrong. If I want you to go down on me, I should tell you that as well. Because why are you married then?
So if I'm married to a Bev and then I'm not performing as I should,
Married to a Bev?
Yes.
An example.
Mimi
An
nitakwambia.
example. Aya, tutumie Barbara basi.
And no,
If
nitumie
I'm,
mimi,
aya,
nitumie
turudi
mimi.
kwa Bev sasa. Bev amenipatia permission. So
Feelings,
I'm
huh?
married to a Bev. This Bev is not communicating and telling me that I'm not performing. And then she discovers sex toys.
Oh, yeah.
And then now she goes and buys the sex
Behind
toys.
your back.
Yes. And then now it is getting her off. Don't you think that makes now my relationship with you worse?
No, you the
Because
husband
now you don't need me anymore.
Yeah, which
more
is
or less.
exactly. No, that I should come and tell you. I should be comfortable enough as your wife to come and tell you this. Because what's the problem? Apart from why is your wife not coming to you to tell you her problems? Why? I thought you're married. I thought that's the whole point of a partnership and a relationship. It's the honest communication.
What other toys do you have or would you recommend for people who are in relationships or who are married?
BDSM. So BDSM, I'll introduce people who don't know what BDSM is. It's all about the bondage, the tying up, the whips, the handcuffs.
It's not painful.
Imagine it's not painful. So some couples want to explore not just the toys, but some of them actually want to be handcuffed. Handcuff me as your wife. You handcuff me, tie my legs on whatever, and then just do your job. Deal with me, kabisa.
Does one graduate into that? Like I start with this small thing, and then now hainitoshelezi tena. Sasa nakuja nanunua.
Unaongea about toy ama unaongea about the bondage?
No, me I'm talking about
the
now
toy.
bondage.
Oh,
I'm thinking
bondage.
is a level. So do you think these toys, like the more you use them, the more you now start desiring another level?
No, and then I mentioned that earlier on. Some people start with something and then they want to go to a better one, a bigger one, a more powerful one. But for the bondage, the whips, the handcuffs, the blindfolds, these are all for beginners. This is not the crazy ones.
Whips are for beginners.
This is nothing. Wow. Look, but then they're beginners.
Yeah.
You should see real
this
ones
is for
that have chains. If you can go and watch, some movies, you will see crazy things that happen with even hot wax. People are actually very, even tell nothing, in Kenya, things are happening behind your back. So you don't know. Things are happening.
Sasa hii ndio unachapa mtu
Sikumchapa.
No,
a nice way.
Do you just tease them like
it's teasing.
Or you don't just now vuruta mkono juu unamwekelea?
A
friend of mine, I keep telling Barbara and Emmanuel, was with this woman and she kept saying, spank me harder.
Oh, yes.
All right? and this guy dislocated his arm.
Ouch.
Was the hardest.
I still don't believe his story, but
The harder she yelled that she wants to be
For
spanked.
real?
Yeah. So Ali
With his arm, not with this age, not with the whips.
with the arm.
Okay.
So tulimwekea plaster, but
Aya.
so the whip you're saying is also good for married couples.
Oh yes, see your limits. How far can you go? Because at times, just when, for example, if you're tied with your handcuffs at the back and your ankles are also tied, and then like you said, have me as you want, daddy, have me. Just
So as in
deal
you're
with
just in
me.
a place of
deal with me.
You feel vulnerable. Some people are excited by
Oh
that
yeah.
feeling of
Oh
vulnerability.
yeah, and even the spanking now, like just lay on your back and then take a whip.
What do you spank? The stomach?
Of course, your bum.
All right.
Your buttocks.
Oh, because you've
It
turned
It
around.
feels so good.
No, I
Vice
thought
versa?
she turned around.
Yeah. You see, it should be vice versa. There are men who like being spanked too.
I know a guy.
But the men were like, usiniguze. You know a guy. Yeah, exactly.
I know a
But
guy.
I guess you like being touched and whipped. Yeah, like I like being spanked.
Do you like
The
this
hard
guy?
one or
Yeah, the
the-
hard one.
Do you know if somebody was listening and they needed to be tied?
Oh, we have ropes for that. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I saw
Are
something.
they?
What is-
They're not
what is-
dangerous.
what
That's
is
a
this
rope.
black thing for?
That's a rope. You can tie me. Actually, YouTube even has tutorials. YouTube on how to start BDSM and how to use a rope in the bedroom. Like you're tied weird ways, and then you're just like that, and then you've tied my eye. People are doing things out there. People are making their bedroom very spicy.
So do I need an ID to come and buy, or I can just order?
I think you need.
and what? Sorry,
Like, do you check like age when someone is?
that's
making an
something.
order?
It's very hard to tell because first of all, a young girl buying this toy is 13,000, for example. It's very hard for someone who's not affording, who can't afford 13,000. At how old would you be for you to afford it? I mean, there's some you can tell someone. Most of them, because most of the
Lift it
deliveries
up.
I do,
Lift it up so we can see.
the deliveries that I normally do are mostly in offices, right? So first of all, my deliveries, once you order from the website, obviously gsportkenya.com, you put your number and your location. So once the location is there, the rider will come. First of all, we deliver anonymously. Now, yes, number one. And then there's no on the packaging, what do you call it? The branding. No branding on the packaging. So no one will know what it looks like. It's like some chicken or
chicken,
something. You lunch in the office. 90% of actually orders are delivered in offices. And so I can tell us most likely mtu nako
Kazini.
kazini.
Employed,
But even the
these are adults.
affordability. There's some products you see, you're like, there's no way.
Do they pay mobile money or cash? Because I'm
till number?
assuming maybe if you want to be very, very private, you
Yeah.
just
I get that a lot.
like
I
I'll
have an
give the
M-Pesa
rider-
till number, for example, and people are like, I prefer cash. And I'm okay with that because, first of all, when you're communicating, I don't even know who you are. People are very scared. You'll be shocked at in as much as we think we're open, we're still not. We're still scared. People think, oh my God, what if she recognizes me?
So there's a lot of fear of being judged.
Ooh, God, a lot. Because people ask me, hey, babe, I hope your rider would come and say he's from G-Sport Kenya. I'm like, my riders don't even know what I do for a living. I've kept it so secret because nothing to me matters more than confidentiality. I have my job is this is the sex industry in a way. I'm very confidential. So, client tells me I can't pay M-Pesa because by M-Pesa they think I recognize maybe their name,
Or
the
the
celebs,
details.
whatever, nothing. So just give the rider the cash. I trust my rider enough for him to bring me cash, and that's it. But yeah, people are very scared of being judged and known.
In the years you've done this business for
7 years.
7
Oof.
years, on top of your mind, just if we go off toys a little, what would your biggest advice to a couple who are hell-bent on conservatism, in inverted commas, yet their better half is so keen on trying something
Yeah.
out. So maybe they don't even know how to break the ice. I would imagine, say, we're married and my wife is dying to try. Maybe they're listening in the car, they're parking right now. And they're just like, I really, really would want to try this. Do you have any ABCs they would refer to except for talking to him? Would you maybe advise that she just shows up and says, I just want to try this.
Yeah,
Philip, I am
I
tired.
actually prefer that. Just come and tell me point blank, I want this. My husband maybe doesn't want, but I want this. And And then also the sex position dice. This sex position small dice, I've realized as a very good icebreaker for couples.
All right.
Because
Yeah,
it
looks
has about
harmless.
13, 17 something different sex positions.
All right.
All right.
So in a night, when you're just the two of you in the bedroom, you're used to kifo chamende. I hate that. Try something else. At least have 7 positions in a night.
Or you can pull out the
Seven.
dice.
7 ni
Also the
mingi
dice,
lakini.
yes.
But if
Yeah.
you have if you only have with you like moto yako ni kama dakika mbili, can
Yeah.
you really divide 7 positions within 2 minutes?
The good thing about different position is that because you after 1 minute you change to a different one.
All right.
So you go
So
back
you
to,
lose, to default settings.
default settings. Exactly.
right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the sex position dice because once you angusha it tells you let's try this. Yes. And then
Oh,
to
like a
Oh,
game.
Yeah, it's
yeah,
a
so
game.
it's
It's a game. You can have a look at it.
No,
Yeah.
I like that one.
Yeah.
I really like that
Yeah.
one. So
But if
and
they're
that
not
can
hard-
also break that hard conversation
Oh, yes.
about toys. So
Yes.
yes, it's a toy, but not really
It's
a toy.
exactly.
No,
It's
I
just
like
a way
that.
of just spicing things up in the bedroom.
And it's not hard.
It's
I've
not
looked at
hard.
the styles.
It doesn't.
They're-
You know the styles.
not for
No,
you.
they're workable. They're workable. Bundle, they're workable. Hata ukiona.
So I feel Eric when we just as we're having this conversation, and Barbara too, and Bev, that maybe sex toys a need kabisa because of some of the demands ladies put on guys.
Yeah.
Like they want you to rub them.
Imagine.
Paka mkono inaganda.
Uh-huh.
So you're like,
Thank
I'm
God
not-
for the toys,
Like
they're
I'm
helping.
I'm a human being. I
Yeah.
can't move my hand that fast
Yeah.
for that long.
Yeah.
So maybe it just makes sense. Maybe it's meant to be.
No, of course. I think also what I'm hearing from this conversation, Bev, is the need to be open-minded. If you're open-minded and if your wife and husband is being honest about these, even as I'm about to ask you about the mishuma, I think if you're open-minded, Emmanuel, we can invite healthy conversations in the bedroom
Yeah.
and even healthy alternatives in the bedroom. So that in the state of me choking from lack of pleasure after 99,000 years of being married to you, we could introduce Mr. that thing.
The dice.
The dice.
Roll the dice.
And,
Yeah, roll the dice, yeah.
And rolling the dice might excite our relationship.
This is very
Some
gentle,
nice,
yeah, 'cause-
It has some nice tingles.
Yes.
And this is actually much more gentler. This one, what I'm holding right now, is gentler than that because this is not a sex position. This is just you. This dice tells you to do something to this. So, for example, this is kiss. It can tell you kiss ears, kiss lips, kiss navel,
Oh, they
kiss
go
thigh.
hand.
Yeah, so you can just drop one. It tells you what to do to the. You know what I mean? Just
Yes.
to
Right.
kind of bring.
It's like a
things-
game.
Yeah, it's just a game.
Also, I roll it on the table like that.
There you go.
So it says hand. So it's
No, suck
suck the
hand.
hand. Oh.
Yeah.
Then I roll it another
Yeah.
round.
Kiss navel, whatever.
Or
Alrighty.
touch the lips. Oh.
We're having a very good time right here in the studio.
Eric, usishtuke sana.
No,
Funga tu mdomo.
sijastuka, nilikuwa nauliza tu ni hiyo swali. Hii mshumani ya nini?
Imishuma is just for setting the mood.
Oh,
It's not going
nilidhani
anywhere.
unamwagia.
It's not going anywhere on
I thought that
anyone.
unawasha unamwaga wax kwa
No,
mgongo.
you can do that.
Funny.
You can do that if you're into pain, like I am. You can do that. But
Bev, you're into quite a bit, eh?
all right,
I
come
want
on.
to hear about that.
I'm the
pain when it comes-
vibrating lawyer. What do you
All right,
expect?
Oh, but
Just set the
finish.
mood. Set the mood. Put some essential oil, either lavender, lang essential oil is very good for men, and sandalwood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, we're
Alright,
gonna
more
get
when you
deeper
come.
into that. If you wanna call Bev, now is the time. Barbara is already enjoying the dice, loving the jams. I'm loving the conversation. I'm loving our super duper guest. I feel like she's, been like I've known her for years. Bev Munga, the vibrating lawyer. She's here, and we're discussing how to liven up your sex life using the sex toys. And you should have seen us during the break, just checking these things out.
Gadgets.
www.spicefm.co.ke. Mumbi is creating amazing shots where you can just see some of this tool. You should go there and just check it out. But if you can't, we're just gonna keep the conversation rolling and make the images as vivid as possible.
Absolutely. And remember, right about now is the time you can share your thoughts by calling 0719 018 012 600.
Yes.
0719 012 600. Also, we have an SMS short code 40127 post your questions there or even comments. And we're also on Twitter, we are on Facebook, we are on Instagram, we are everywhere really. Before I ask you a question, there's a gentleman here, his name is Jeff Scott. He says, hi adults in the room, tuned in from Babadogo. Actually, the topic has made me today to watch you people live. Barbara, you look smart. Eric and Emmanuel, you're good looking. Sure, sex toys are not my kind. I'll find a girl of interest. And you might be, like Jeff, and you just want to check out what we have here, and sex toys would be your kind of a thing. You don't have to tweet about it, but just go to www.spicefm.co.ke. I think we'll have Bev demonstrating some of them as we go along. But I have a question for you, Bev, before we proceed, and I'm sure Barbara also has a few things she'll read. I was wondering about, the other day there was an interview by a local billionaire in a local station, and he said that he was advising young Kenyan men to travel to neighboring Uganda for an explosive session. And I've had this conversation with a bunch of my male friends, and it's believed widely that if you want an experience one of a kind, you would have to go to a place like Kigali or Uganda. And they say that there are women. In fact, one time I was in Uganda, Bev, and this woman saying, hey, somebody told me that Kenyan women do not have water. Why do not they have water? Because here we have water. Like even before you go too far, you just get the water come out. Do Kenyan women have water?
Every woman has water.
The technique of getting the water out.
Every woman can squat.
Yeah.
I didn't think I could do it as well until I did it.
All right. Did it happen after you started selling?
No. Actually, it wasn't with a toy. It was without a toy. With a man.
Yes.
For the first time in my life. So these things, hakuna kusema ati in Uganda. No.
Yeah.
Every man can squat so long as the man has the technique. I don't know the Ugandan accent you're using.
They would have said that the man, we are called Kachibari.
Kachibari.
Yeah,
I think the problem also, just to add on what she's saying, the problem here, we're in a society where we were not raised. The Ugandans, the Rwandese are very sexual beings in terms of their aunties, their mothers. They train them into that. We're in a society, as Bev was saying, we are very conservative, but also very freaky in our.
But we think about many Kenyans more than men.
So we were not taught to do that. Yeah. But you find that women actually squat in their older age. Yeah. Like as Bev was saying, I had the same thing. I never used to think I would squat. Yeah. I could squat. I started squatting in my 30s.
Me too. For real.
No, simple. It is just about a man.
You really make me happy.
Because many women think they can't, and unfortunately, it's just the technique.
Yeah, the person wasn't good enough.
Know. Yes. So that's why you see women actually, some of them,
resulting
to toys. Yeah. Because they're wondering, why am I different? Why can I orgasm? Why can't I reach there?
Yeah.
Emmanuel, how old were you when you squatted?
Emmanuel, if you tell me you were squatting, I'll take you to the doctor.
Ricky is on my back today. Ricky, revenge will be
Emmanuel was 29.
Your day will
So also men need to work on their technique.
Let me tell you,
and know they are women.
I've done some sort of mental poll just by looking at some of the comments, and I feel like a couple of brothers are the ones who are saying no, this thing is not a good thing. Some other guy says it'll ruin marriages. Some other guys are saying it's a big no, it'll encourage masturbation. So it's interesting that the brothers are the ones saying no, and yet many of these tools are meant for the sisters. So
who buy them and
and
who are buying them, all over the place. So like it's ironic. Is it that we don't understand,
it's
or
the
we
men.
are stuck?
And they feel that they have control over women's bodies. If you come to realize, men are the ones, even the lawmakers, majority are men. They're the ones who think they'll go to parliament, no abortion, no what. You know what I mean? It's the men making decisions on women's bodies. It's the women who should say, I want this. But then again, as for toys, which I understand, and I keep saying this, it's not for everyone.
Yes.
And it's okay. It's okay. Yes. Like, if you don't want to use a toy, then don't use one. Yeah. Don't enforce other people, as in their decision not to use a toy as well. Yeah. It's a personal decision, and I keep saying, if you want to use a toy, use. If you don't, it's not for you, and that's okay.
Yeah. How have been the sales during this COVID period?
Yesu ni bwana.
Umeonekaniwa. Dada unakani kama umeonekaniwa.
I am not a COVID millionaire.
Umeonekaniwa in some sectors.
Let me tell you one thing. I didn't think I would get so many sales. And especially the first month of COVID, when COVID happened, it was like, woo, I was overwhelmed. Overwhelmed. And then again, of course, now COVID happened. We didn't know it was going to last this long. Look, as in we're still in it, right?
Yes.
But it was a good year. I can't complain. I've never complained anyway because I think I'm in a very niche business. And I have to say this because, and I have to say I'm blessed as well as working hard, yes. But I'm very blessed for me to have managed to get this far with a thick skin and not ever is comfortable being seen. I know guys who sell toys in this country actually, but you will never see their face.
Yes.
They have fake names online because they're scared of their family being bullied. So yeah, I can say COVID has been good to me. I'm happy and blessed.
Apart from Nairobi, where is killing it in regard to buying sex toys? Is it just up in the city?
Sasa nikwambie Eldoret.
City of gambling.
Kinachela.
Na nani wengine?
Initially it was Mombasa and Nairobi, and then Eldoret just came. Meru came. I was like, you're sending a toy to Chuka because I use some services they're called what, courier services to send. And when I look at my sales and everything, it's Eldoret, Nakuru, Meru, Mombasa, but Eldoret is just like number one.
Our chairman,
yes,
can
I was
give us
about
updates?
Bomet. For the first time I got a Bomet the other day, I was like, hey, Bomet. Yeah, but I think you try yeah, I can say Eldoret is actually is Bay.
On your bay.
On the Bay. Eldoret is just amazing.
But the metropolitan cities have been like supporting you.
Yes,
In the counties, Mombasa,
yeah,
Nairobi.
Mombasa's, yes, the Kiambus, the thing, yeah. But LDs, yeah.
You know what I loved? There's someone who wrote there in the comments that if someone has erectile dysfunction, you just buy the vibrator and you'll be able to get your significant other off, which is good.
Yeah.
That's
Oh
totally
yeah.
brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Because some people actually have genuine problems and sicknesses. So this is working out for them instead of them feeling or being scared that the partners will run away or they'll cheat on them. So the toys are not for everyone, but there's a niche.
They do help some people. They do help. Especially sold out again. It's called a hollow strap-on. It's a strap-on on a man. Most men who have diabetes or men who can't have a strong erection, like can anguka in 2 seconds. This strap-on as a married husband helps the woman stay at home. I got a client and I was very sad because she was only 28 and had been married for only two months only, and the man just could not. After a marriage of, can you imagine, 2 months you're married and the guy can't get it. It was so sad. He's actually the one who actually told me about the hollow strap-on. So the strap-on that has a hole in it. So he's strapping on his, you get it?
Yes,
He straps it on himself to his woman, at least for her to feel something. Because he can't.
We are receiving
it's
your
so
phone
sad.
call 0719012600. I'm seeing Fred from Turbo. We're gonna start with you, brother. 94.4 Spice FM, and guess what? Only 27 minutes left. At least in regard to this authentic conversation that we're having right here in the studio. Bev Munga came through like a boss lady, actually. And we're discussing how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. If you've not streamed the show, now is a good time because Bev is about to get into some, descriptions in regard to some, just a couple of the toys that she has. People are talking online, Eric.
Indeed, they are. Thank you so very much. Remember, you can ask your questions and even call us right about now. 0719012600 is the number. I see Mary Eve who says, today, let me just sit put and enjoy myself. I love you guys. Barbara, please go back up. There is one person here who says, there's a message. I saw a very nice message about Bev. Sasa imepotea. Barbara, kindly go back on Twitter for me. Twitter. Yes, they're just up. Yes, so somebody was saying there that he had a proposal for up all the way up. This guy had a proposal for Bev, and he was saying, there you go. Jens was saying maybe Bev should go all the way up and become a sex therapist in totality. Something to ponder about. Remember, you can share your thoughts on 40127 alongside Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and even phone calls. Barbara.
Oh yes, we have what is on Titus on better. Say, hapana Titus, hatujachoma leo, tunafundishana. You remember we are all adults, we are all learning. It might not work for you, but it will work for someone else. Chero Langat says, okay, radio yangu ilikata uzi when my mom was tuning in to cuss. So ndio ameingia late, I think. That's what the person. Akinyi Guya says, leo sina ushuhuda because my family members roam these streets. But I'll just say mountains can be scaled into minutes and seizures. And jacking are just not for epileptic, and mind-blowing explosions are not limited to volcanoes. Hey, Akinyi. If you're a lady, I'm very sure you know what Akinyi is talking about. And we have another one called Motanya. This toy thing is a big no for me. This will kill a lot of marriages and encourage masturbation. I love your discussion. So for him, he's loving the discussion, but he thinks this can kill marriages, and it is okay.
And
we
those
are
are
allowed
the
to have
men
different
whose wives are suffering sexually. I'm sorry to say this, but it's true.
There is a gentleman here called Kevo who says, wa leo acha ninyamaze nisikize Bev amenimaliza leo. How much does a male sex toy cost? We'll get into costing. Think about it. I had a question, Bev, for you about the dice, which I really love. I think it's my favorite of all.
Okay.
Would you advise that you time the dice between me and my partner so that if we get to a position she or me enjoys more, I don't stick there? Do we time the dice? Say 2 minutes each dice after we roll.
I know couples who actually have a time on their phone for that. Yeah, so you can time. But then again, apana, tuendelee na hii kwanza.
Yes, that's what I'm thinking. Because if we get Emmanuel to a position I'm enjoying, I'll just do there until now I get off.
Yeah.
Then we can continue another day.
Yes,
Or
yes,
maybe
yes,
you can
yes.
finish on the first roll.
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Take it. Yo.
There is a possibility. There is a possibility.
Maybe somebody should time the dice, Emmanuel.
Yeah.
Yes, let's pick up a couple of phone calls, 0719012600, and then we're going to get into a couple of toys. Millicent is calling from Kangemi. Millicent.
Yes.
Hi, how are you doing, my friend?
How are you?
I am really, really fine, Millicent. And you?
Hey, that discussion imenishtua.
Imekushtua vizuri ama kwa ya ushangao? Ama mshangao?
Toa.
Guys, I'm scared.
Millicent, unataka toi gani?
Eric, I'm out. Hapo hapana nasikiza tu.
Haya, karibu sana. Thanks for calling.
Millicent amestuliwa hapo na toys. So
Ujona ina stick you kwa wall.
As more people are calling in on 0719120600, you want to show us the range of the prices.
Yes.
Can you get one from 1,000 bob? Kama
Oh,
niko
yeah.
na sotano. Okay, wachana na dice.
Achana dice. But then kuna vibrator za 1,000 bob. Hizo ndizo ndogo za the clit. Ndogo kabisa, like size of a finger.
Hiyo ni uneka umevaa tu kwa matri watu wa juu.
Eric, mtu atavaje kwa matrisi hiyo kitu utastuka.
Si you
can.
Unaweza vaa tu alafu inakubamba mbaya.
If you
Uko tu kwa mat.
una smile tu.
Kwanza ukienda ruti kwa bumpi.
Ama kanga na shanga by the way. Ama kwa boda.
Ukienda Isinya umebambika mbaya na vumbi.
Yeah, so kuna za 1K, imagine all the 20. And surprisingly the 20K ones sold out. Which is very weird. This is a 1K aziendagi. Which is very I've never understood
Watu
why.
wapendi vitu ndogo ama?
I think it's the size and the power. Aina uzito.
The more expensive, the higher the power.
No, not necessarily the more expensive. The more some of them are very. Come on, those are app. The app ones are, of course, it's much more technology, so they're more expensive. But like the normal starter that I always recommend, the mini rabbit vibrator, for example. This one is 5K, but I can promise you, it will guarantee you to squat. It's a must. It's that good. It's small. It's tiny. It's only 5K. But here at the end, this kapata hapa juu, hapa, it hits your G-spot, a good one.
5G.
A good
Really
one, a
5Gs,
good one.
yeah, in the most record, yeah.
Tutaingia ya pili. Let's pick up a call as we Hello.
Please reduce the volume of your radio or your gadget. We need to hear you.
Hi everyone.
Hey,
Hi,
how you
how are
doing,
you?
my brother? What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Leonard. I'm calling from the road.
Talk to us, my brother Leonard.
I've been a silent skilizaji for a while now.
Yeah.
I've never been fortunate to have my call.
Yes.
So this is really nice to happen.
Amazing.
Just 2 cents.
Yes.
Number one, I think these are the conversations we need to have. We have been very positive as a society on matters sex. So you guys are doing an amazing job.
Thank you.
Number two, I think Bev needs to diversify kidogo. There's a demand for people looking for marital counseling.
Yeah.
She can actually looking at, getting that sorted out for people. Because there's clearly a demand, right?
Yeah.
And then number three, I'm happy to hear my lead people are really embracing this. Good job, guys.
So Leonard,
County of champions.
You're talking about Bev talking to married couples about how they can use toys to enhance their marriages. Their sex life in marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Makes
it's actually
sense.
something I'm doing that right now.
You know, it's funny. Leonard asked that, he beat me to it. I was wondering, and I was going to ask you as you go along, if you have in your plans to maybe have sexual symposiums, conferences, a physical shop in the CBD after you've been licensed, of course, where somebody can just walk in like I did in New York.
This is Kenya. Let's start there. That is my dream. My dream is also to have a shop where you can just walk in, choose something, and walk out. But then again, in as much as I have such a big dream, I still know we are Kenyans. Kanju yuko hapo nje, someone next door is saying, "Hey, ule dem ameingia kwa ile shop." The confidentiality part, I don't think as Kenyans we are ready yet. I'm sorry.
Or maybe
we're
even
not
stigma?
ready yet. The stigma as well, because someone next door or someone sees you coming from the G-Spot Kenya shop. Amenunua ule.
So maybe it has to be in a very
discreet, very discreet.
So that's why online works better.
That's what to me, not to me, to my clients actually.
Yes.
Online works better. They come to my DMs, they come to my website, they order directly. I don't even deliver myself. I don't have my borders do it, not myself.
Do you know
because I want to protect them, because most of them feel scared to see me. I don't know. Yeah,
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Do you know if the sex toy world are making anything shaped like a hand? I have a friend of mine who wishes his hand WCW.
Eric, this hand of yours is tired of doing things.
WCW. Ni mkono yake wanaeka every Wednesday, anasema mkono yake ni
WCW.
Because hiyo ndio
You're the woman crush.
You're the woman crush.
So do you know if they're innovating any hand-like stuff?
My dear ziko.
Ah.
But I don't think Kenya tumefika hapo yet. You know this crazy, I see feet a lot.
All right.
There are new toys that look, because the men who are actually feet fetish.
They have a feet fetish.
So there's a toy for men that looks like feet. And then you can now do your thing there.
In the feet.
Yeah, in the feet. Yeah. But surprisingly, these things are there.
Amazing.
It's not
I
that
thought
Kenya
I just
will not-
invented
So,
an
Aneza-
So
idea.
if someone
Embracing.
orders something that is not on your stock, do you go out of your way to bring it? Like
Yes.
maybe Eric,
Oh,
a
'cause
friend of Eric is saying
Eldoret
about
too.
my hand.
Eldoret
Eldoret.
wako na vitu diverse.
Kuna ingine kuza, it was so expensive even to bring it to the country, and I was like, how do you even start bringing it?
Yeah.
Akanambia, Bev, listen, I am sending you 40K. Bring it to the country, just for me. It was a machine. It was very complicated machine.
Or they see it
That-
online,
so-
then
Yeah.
So Eric, when he needs his hand in a week,
Yeah.
Eric knows how long you am mkono.
I don't know if right now Eric's hand has.
No, he's been working out. Ako na six pack ya mbele. Si mkono. Sasa anataka ku.
but the sex toy world is becoming very very
Diverse
physical
and
also.
yeah.
Like people making the Samanthas and
The
just
Joshes.
human looking things.
Can you imagine?
Like we're
It's
heading there,
scary
don't you
though.
think?
Yeah. You know, when the Samantha, was it last year? Sometime last year.
Yes.
And I think, was it Matiang who was it? And it was actually banned. Do you remember?
Yes, it
Well, it
was.
was, huh?
People
Yes,
had
no.
started
Yeah.
bringing them.
Yes, in our country it was banned.
It was banned, which is very weird. But I think it's because it was too scary. I don't know if it's a scary part because she looks human, hair, her boobs.
Did
I don't know.
Samantha's mouth work? Or did it?
It was a lie.
it
It was
didn't
a lie.
work.
It was just a
It was more.
doll.
It was more of
Oh,
the
upper
waist,
cut,
the
yeah.
pelvic mechanism.
Yeah, yeah.
But I feel that we wanted to moralize. We wanted to police morality. And as much as we want to do that, people will always look for ways to navigate through because everyone has their own taste and preference.
Yeah.
Do you know where I think it will go? And, Bev, you'll correct me if I'm wrong. I think it'll go towards virtual, sex, where you have a virtual thing on your face.
Jesus.
And then plus the toy. So now you
Virtual
virtually
by
meet-
Zoom, like a Zoom call.
No, you
What
know
do
those
you mean?
things you
Hologram.
put
Like
on
a
your-
hologram. You wear those things.
Oh my God, yes. Like
Yes.
when you saw Michael Jackson dancing and he's dead.
Yes,
Okay, yeah.
yes. So you wear that thing, Eric, and then in the virtual world, you can even see an image of your girlfriend in Dubai, where we go up in Nairobi.
Oh my God.
Or anyone
then,
you feel in your head.
Yeah, that's how it's.
That's
But that's
scary.
but it's very
There is a
pervert.
show
Yeah,
called.
and pervert, yeah.
There's a show, Barbara, called the Black Mirror. It
Ah, Black Mirror,
it has some
yes.
very interesting, futuristic
Yes,
things in
yeah.
regard to this sexual conversation that I think might happen.
And then, Bev, when we come back from the break, we'll talk a little bit about the average penis size and if they match it in the making of the toys, eh?
All right,
Oh,
94.4 Spice FM. We are on fire today. This is a very interesting conversation with Bev Munga. We're talking about how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. So Mark Anthony coming through, and then we'll be back. So he's also high octane because we have a high octane guest, Bev Munga. The Vibrating lawyer has come through. You should follow her on Instagram. She's come just to talk to us about how to liven up your sex life using sex toys. Today is pre-sexy Friday conversation, and Barbara, hata tumesahau ni shout out Thursday leo.
My people, this is Shout Out Thursday. Please call in 0719012600. As you're asking your questions, you could also give us a shout out. And please remember, all my shout out and all my love goes to all of you who are listening.
So, Bev, so much information, so little time.
Yeah.
There's the one which you showed us for 5,000 bob. Or you wanna
The
read
mini
a couple
rabbit.
of,
The mini rabbit.
No, it's fine. Let's proceed.
All right. So there was the mini rabbit for 5,000. Which other one do you have there that you can show us?
So this is called a wand.
The one that made me fall off, yeah.
It made you what? Sorry.
Nilianguka. It was so heavy and it has power.
It's very. I don't know if you guys can hear.
Yeah.
It is powerful. This was
It looks like a small baseball bat. if
yes.
you're
This
listening.
was actually meant for
It
back
looks-
massages back in the
like a
day.
kinu.
Just kind of touch your back and just massage when you go for massages. And then, like I mentioned, women they noticed. Yeah, so I can use this to
All right.
to get
To
off.
stimulate myself.
And it is really, really, really powerful. This clit only. And I'm going to say this: not everyone wants to insert
Okay.
Things
to insert
up
so
things
this
up
is
there.
not for insertion.
No. This is just you're using this part on its own just to rub on your clit. Even too. And then again, it's perfect for couples
All right.
because you just tell me, very long day, babes. Just please give me a massage. Just
So you
lie
can
on your
even
back.
start with the back and
Oh
then
yeah,
you go
exactly,
everywhere else.
exactly.
Manuel, this is good for
Sensual.
massage.
Yeah,
Married
massages.
couples.
Hiyo ni poa sana, entry level for married couples.
Because when you come from Jobo, you're so tired sometimes. Like you just want your back, your shoulders. Just lay down. I must put some candle in the room. Put some, some essential oils. Shower and then just slide down and use this
You
for a
want
back
this for your
massager.
birthday?
Very good for that. Yeah.
What's the effect on the scented candle and some lavender you have? Does it have an effect?
Yeah, it's just for setting the mood. It triggers something in your brain because smell triggers things. Every smell.
Yes.
And I think most women love the sense of perfumes and men who smell a lady who smells good, something. Si kunuka
It has an
masweat.
effect. Huh?
This is an effect, just a nice scent on you. So it's just like how a woman would apply any perfume on herself is how the candles and the essential oils work. But this was basically for setting the mood at the back of your mind for just basically having sex, good sex.
I'm holding something on my hand here. It's called the fingering equipment.
That's a fingering vibrator,
The
yeah.
fingering vibrator.
Yeah, at times if your finger is not that long, it
Yeah,
helps you. It
helps
vibrates
you.
as well.
So this fingering vibrator is so long. If you are not a basketballer, as I am not, then you surely don't have such a finger. And
Not
it has
just that, but it
different
vibrates.
variations,
Exactly,
actually.
10 actually.
So there are like 10. I was pressing it. Every
Yeah.
time you press,
It's a different sensation.
Oh, it
different
changes.
sensation.
Yes.
It's not one.
This
No,
can
no,
get
no,
someone
no,
off.
no,
even
it's 10.
Yeah,
Exactly.
So if she says fast, Eric, unafinya. Slower, unafinya.
So 10
Fast,
levels.
Eric, like that.
So 10
Na
levels.
inaendelea.
10 levels.
No, ndo umekaa kaa na
Oh,
hiyo
it
kitu.
can have 10 different levels.
Yeah, 10 different
rhythms.
levels,
Ni
yeah.
kitu, how much is this one?
That is 4,500.
Hii ni kitu mtu anafaa
Yeah,
achukue.
that-
Sasa inaenda
uzuri ya
mbio
hii
saini, brrr.
it's nice medical silicone. When you're buying a toy, I need to say this actually, buy products that are medical silicones. Don't buy plastic things that smell
Well, they can
because
affect
some that comes and affects you down there. Always be careful when you're buying products, sex toys, vibrators. Always use medical silicone, normal silicone that can be put on your breast for a breast implant. Something that is itakuharibikia kwa mwili.
Do you
And how
think
do
I
you
can?
clean
Not
them?
plastic and shit. Oh yes,
How do
thank
you
you.
clean some of these toys?
Actually, just water and soap. Nothing fancy. No.
Spirit,
Maji na
no such
sabuni.
things.
That's enough. You
Sabu-
can
sabuni
use some
expanded
Dettol,
to-
obviously, some Dettol to disinfect, but they always rinse with pure water because with Dettol still, you can't put some of the smells of Dettol inside you. Yeah, what is very pure? Yeah, something pure.
All right, Bev, let's pick up Fred's phone call. He's called quite a bit. Fred.
Yes, how are you guys?
VP Fred, bana.
Poa sana.
Talk to us, my brother.
Okay, me personally, I don't support the use of those things.
What are your reasons?
Okay, me, it's just like it can encourage cheating in marriage, you see, because if ladies get used to these sex toys, they will see us men
Yes.
as if we are nothing, because they are used to toys, and it may lead to lack of morals in society, and also those things I think it contributes to lesbianism. That's
So,
what
Fred, I have a
I-
question. We had a conversation about someone who has erectile dysfunction and it can help them in their marriage. Do you think that's a good thing?
Yeah. Okay, it's not good at all whatsoever, because even if someone has got erectile dysfunction
Yes.
and the guy is married, I think a lady should be just be wise enough and look for somebody outside there secretly.
So you're advocating for cheating?
Fred.
Fred, I disagree. I'm sorry, I respectfully disagree.
Fred hapo umetoma. But anyway, thank you for calling in.
Hiyo si kuchoma, hiyo ameteketeza.
Fred anasema uende
Fred
utafute
doesn't
msee.
want toys but wants you to cheat on
But
your
you
wife.
want to cheat on your partner.
Yeah, I rather
This man has a problem. Instead of your wife running away or cheating,
encourage her to stay at home with a toy instead of a toy boy uko. You know, this Ben 10s. Yeah, the
and
Ben 10s.
everyone's choice. We are all allowed to think and believe what we want.
Jose the Princess listening from Kilifi, Nabambika. Vivian, my darling, all the way from Eldoret says, this show is so amazing today. And she sent a love heart. Thank you so much, Vivian. And then somebody else down there, Arnold Odingo, I see you. Thank you very much. Today, let me just sit, put, and enjoy myself. Love you guys. It's amazing, Emmanuel, as you said. Women love the show. Men are saying women
It's always
should
the men.
cheat.
Yeah, it's always the
Maybe
men.
it's
Yani men
Offended,
they're
offended.
advocating for cheating today.
They're offended. Yeah.
Ni Fred peke yake. Leonard
Fred
called
peke.
in akasema
Kuna wale wa kimoyo.
Yes, and Leonard too. Leonard,
Oh, yes, Leonard, thank you.
Thank you so much, Leonard, for also calling and just listening. I really like this, Bev.
Yeah.
Eric, you want me to buy for you on your birthday?
No, when I get married.
That's really
Sawa.
perfect for
At
birthday
my
presents. All these toys and Valentines and
All
anniversaries.
right,
People
yeah.
are doing that now. Married people
Manuel
are doing
and
that.
Basar ndio hii.
And you were saying in a piece I read that February is your busiest month.
Ooh, Valentines. Imagine, guess what? January is.
Is it now?
January, New Year resolutions. I'm done with that man. Nimechoka. But then January is, you'd think it's other months like Christmas or your birthday. But January when
Guys mostly break up
in December, you're like,
yes.
I'm done. I'm an independent woman.
Yeah.
January is a very, very busy month. And of course now Feb, but Feb is married people. People should get this. Married people are the ones who are buying these toys more than single people. So a married man buys a toy. A married man buys a toy for his wife on Valentine's. Happy anniversary. Happy Valentine's, babe. That's it.
Huyo
People
mwanaume
who are-
ameomoka.
kuomoka. Lazima kuwe open-minded is very important. And just communicate with your hubby, with your wife. Tell him, babe, there's this new toy I've seen. Can we just try it in the bedroom? Yes or no? Just a conversation starter. But yeah.
Eric, what do you think? Would you dabble in the toys?
No, absolutely. You know me, I am not one to shy away from a good venture, and especially if it's within the safety of a healthy relationship and sex. I think there's nothing absolutely wrong. Also, we are not given to do everything. You can't vibrate as fast. You pick some of this stuff.
True. Bev, how does someone find you?
So, purely online. I wish I had a shop. Oh my God. One day we'll have a shop. Siku moja the rules will change. So I'm definitely online. I have a website, gspotKenya.com. That's www.gspotKenya.com. One word. Online, Instagram, the Vibrating Lawyer.
Yay.
I will be very specific with that. It's the private account. The other account was hacked. people complain about what I post online. So the reason why my Instagram account, The Vibrating Lawyer, is private, you have to be over 18 because the content I post there, mtashanga, si kila mtu. So I always advise, if you want to follow me, just go on Instagram, The Vibrating Lawyer, Twitter, Beverly Munga. But mostly, my website, gspotKenya.com. I don't know if I can give my number online, I'll get like a million calls. It's 077 106 3331.
All right.
Yeah.
I guess we should have.
And we
you
deliver
back.
countrywide.
Yes.
Countrywide.
And Sudan too, actually.
Oh.
Yeah.
So please
East
reach
Africa.
out to Bev. I'm sure you check your DMs. Quite
Oh,
a bit.
I answer all of them every day.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Bev, thank you so much for coming through.
Much appreciated.
It was
Merci beaucoup.
quite some fun. The time has just flown.
I know, it's already 10 o'clock.
Yeah, man.
That was
We
fast.
appreciate you coming through.
Yes.
Sindio Barbara.
Kabisa.
Next time.
Sindio,
Next
Eric.
It's
time.
been enlightening.
I'll bring you the male toys next time.
Yes,
All right,
please.
most,
Yes.
Definitely. So thank you so much. Remember, this show is going to be online on the YouTube page. Mumbi is going to throw it there pronto so that you can check it out or just share it with someone who you want to see, someone who missed out. Tomorrow morning, remember, at 6 a.m., the Situation Room are going to be here for another very, very enthralling conversation from 6 to 10. And then at 3 sharp, Monique is going to be here with her very lovely honey voice. And she's going to take you through the afternoon from 3 all the way till 7. And then at 7, we'll be back like a bang for another show from 7 to 10. Tomorrow is Sexy Friday, so it's going to be some good fun. And Vivian Wandera also, she's going to come through, and that is always fun. So on behalf of Barbara, on behalf of Eric, on behalf of our guest Bev, on behalf of Mumbi, our super duper producer who put all this together, we just want to wish you a very good night. Not forgetting Brian Amlioto, who makes us look so good on those streets on the internet. We just want to wish you a very, very good night. Remember, music all night long. Don't touch that dial.
Good evening, everybody. How you doing?
Spice FM.